machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things. They're mighty machines, lifting and pulling and flying so high, building up to the sky. You can watch them all day and never know why. They're mighty machines. Hear them roar, watch them soar, sit right down and see. There are stories to enjoy for every girl and boy. Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things. They're mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things. They're mighty machines.
Ah, yes, another lovely day under the waves. Welcome to the warm and beautiful Caribbean Sea. A perfect place for a submarine like me.
Oh, goodness. Where is that submarine? He better be coming up soon. Our first dive tour of the day is in a few minutes.
Here I am, Atlas.
Well, good morning, Atlantis. I thought you were never coming up.
I can't help myself. I love to dive.
Okay, I'm coming alongside, Atlantis. I'll secure my lines to your deck cleats.
Whoosh, it's a bit windy up here. Tie up tightly.
My job is to hold Atlantis steady when he's on the surface, kids. Can't have him blow all over the place. Once this line is secured, we'll wait for our passengers. Tender is loading them right now.
Oh, good. We have kids today. I'm the tender boat, and my job is to take passengers out to Atlantis, the submarine. Take a seat and get comfortable, folks. All aboard who's coming aboard. Up with the gangway. Did you notice that I have two hulls, kids? I'm a catamaran. I can move pretty fast through the water. Here we go. It's easier for me to bring the tourists out to Atlantis than to have the sub come all the way into the dock. We all have our jobs to do. I bring the passengers. Atlas looks after Atlantis when he's on the surface, and Atlantis is the star of the show because he's the submarine, and all the tourists want to go on a ride to the bottom of the sea.
Hi there, Tender.
I've got some people that are eager to see the ocean floor, Atlantis.
Great. I'm just the machine to take them there. Welcome aboard, folks. I'm gonna take you down to see another world. Take your time going down the ladder. No hurry.
Hey, Tender, do you know what we just made?
What's that?
A submarine sandwich. Get it?
Oh,
That's a
rich.
good one.
Yeah, man, no problem.
That's the last of the passengers. Close up my hatch. I'm getting ready to dive. Make it good and tight. I don't want it leaking when I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Have an exciting tour.
See you later. Make yourself comfortable, folks. Everyone has their own seat and a good window view. Ready? We're about to dive. Did everybody have a big breakfast this morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bacon and eggs.
I had a big
I
breakfast.
was a terrific breakfast.
Well, you should have had double helpings because we need to add extra water to my ballast tanks to make us heavy enough. It's working. Now my top thrusters can push me down to the bottom of the sea. You'll find this to be a very comfortable ride. You hardly feel a thing under the sea. No waves, no motion. It's so easy visiting the coral reef with me, you don't need a scuba tank or fins or even know how to swim. I can go much deeper than a diver can go. So just relax and enjoy the wonders under the sea. We're down at the coral reef. This is about 20 meters from the surface. The light from the sun still reaches here because the water is so clear. This is my pilot, Steve. He gets the best view of all because he has to operate all my controls to steer me. Can you see him in there? There he is. He can move me in any direction, forwards, backwards, or side to side. He sets my controls so I swim at just the right depth. I'm actually designed to be positively buoyant, which means I'll always float up to the surface. That's important for safety. Those are my propellers. They drive me through the water. I can't go very fast, about 6 knots an hour. But hey, we're not in a hurry, Mom. We're here to enjoy ourselves. And Steve steers me with this lateral thruster at the bow. I love that word, thruster. I can maneuver anywhere I want. See those bubbles? That's the old air coming out. I carry tanks of new air for everyone, so you don't have to hold your breath. Did you know that a coral reef is made up of living animals? That's right, millions of microscopic animals. This one is about 20,000 years old. That's young for a coral reef. The Great Barrier Reef in Australia is 200,000 years old. Oh look, that's a shark! I love it down here. It's like another world and there's so much variety. Soft, wavy corals and hard brain corals. I like to show everyone the most interesting things on the reef. And coming up on the starboard side, oh, there's a diver taking our picture. Give him a big wave, everybody. Now I'll show you something really interesting. Look at that. It's a shipwreck at the bottom of the sea. Now it's the home to coral and sponges and fish and all sorts of marine life. Corals like to grow on any hard surface they can find. They even grow on me. Everywhere on my body that stays under the water gets decorated. This shipwreck is a perfect place for coral. In fact, this isn't a shipwreck. It's an old landing craft that was sunk to give the sea life a place to grow and thrive. No wonder people like to come and see the reef. It's amazing. More sharks, but they don't look hungry. And a dolphin, too. Hey, she's laughing at us. Our tour is almost over, and it's time to be going back to the surface. I go back up the opposite way that I went down. My top thrusters pull me up, and I come to the surface. My pal Atlas radioed me to say that everything is clear on the surface, and it's safe for me to come up. Ah, we're in the fresh air again. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves.
How did it go, Atlantis?
Great! Open the hatchway. Bye now. Thanks for traveling with me to the bottom of the sea. Bye. Wowee, Atlas, look at all the cruise ships. They're enormous.
That's right. And they're full of people who want to ride in a submarine. We'll be busy all day. But first, we need to recharge your batteries, so let's head into shore.
Aye, aye, partner. Say, kids, have you ever seen a one-man sub? I've got a friend who can show you. Bye for now.
Hi, everybody. Can you guess what I am? I'm a one-man submersible. We're all subs in here. We're all deep sea workers and marine explorers, and some of us are even famous. Like that guy. He was in the movies once. This is a neat place. It's part workshop, part experimental design lab for stuff like those exosuits. Cool. And even part museum. Look at all these old diving helmets. Ooh, that's a weird one. And these ones are antiques. That's better. Now you can get a good look at me. Jeff's going to give me a pre-dive inspection because I have a special little job to do for the big boss today. He said, "Newt Sub, I've got a treasure hunt for you." And I said, "Okie dokie, boss. You can count on me." First, let's hook up the power from my batteries. They're all in those long silvery pod things. And they seal up tight to keep any water from getting inside. Now, let's open the top hatch and have a look. They call me a one-man sub because there's really only room for one person inside. And here is where they sit. Here are my air tanks and breathing system. Jeff has to check that it's all working properly. If I ran out of air down below, that would be a disaster. Jeff's using a little bottle of soapy water to check for air leaks. If any air is escaping, bubbles would show exactly where the leak is. But it looks like everything is A-OK. Now, let me show you my lights. Sometimes, I dive so deep that it gets as dark as nighttime, and I need my lights to see what I'm doing. Oh, and these are my thrusters. I have 4 of them. They're great. I can use them to move in any direction. They don't work on land so well, but underwater they're really terrific. And this is my most useful part, my manipulator arm. It's like a robotic hand, and it's really strong too. Plus, it has a great big video camera attached to it. Cool! Okay, looks like my inspection is complete. And here's my ride to the dive site. I've gone to lots of interesting jobs on the back of this flatbed truck. I've done fish surveys, maintenance work on oil rigs and pipelines, and sometimes I even recover the booster rockets from the space shuttle. That was very special. Okay then, strap me down securely, please. Nice job. How about a handshake? Off we go. Come along to the shore with me, kids, and you can see me in action. Here we are. This is Mike, my pilot. No, we're not going to fly, but submarine drivers are called pilots too. Bit of a snug fit. Hey, Mike, how many burgers did you have for lunch? One last double check. Thrusters. Check. Manipulator. Check. Radio. Check. Okay. We're ready to dive. Hoist me into the water. Almost there. Sploosh. This is more like it. Now I can start looking for that thing the boss dropped off the boat last week. Here you can see how I move around, kids. Mike steers me by using those pedals at his feet, and they control my thrusters to push me in the right direction. Simple, isn't it? Better turn on my lights. This water has lots of stuff floating in it, and the deeper I go, the darker it gets. But hey, it's not always clear under the sea. That's okay, I'm an expert at working in the dark. But now that I think about it, the boss said it's close to the shore. So let's go search where the water is not so deep. Still pretty murky down here with all this mud at the bottom. You can barely see my light. This isn't going to be so easy. No problem. I've got all the tools I need to do my job. Let me turn on my sonar. Hold on a second. I think I'm getting something. Yes, it's picking up an object somewhere in this direction. I'm getting closer. Do you see it yet? Aha, we found it! The sunken treasure. Guess what? It's one of the antique diving helmets from the boss's collection. He accidentally dropped it the other day. Now, I'll use my manipulator to grab it. Little closer. Mike uses that joystick to control it. Almost had it. Now, press the button and gotcha! Hooray! I'm sure the boss will be happy to have this back. It's a part of his favorite collection. Maybe he'll give me a bonus. Or get me a part in the movies too. There, home again, safe and sound.
Ahoy there! It's not often you see a ship like me on the water. I am the HMCS Cornerbrook, and I'm just returning from another long patrol out under the ocean. I'm here at my home port in the Navy Yard in Halifax. That's right, I'm a Navy submarine. And we Navy subs can stay underwater longer than anything else afloat. I'm just getting a few things checked over, so why don't you come aboard? I'll show you some of the neat things that only a Navy sub has. Just walk along the foredeck there and be careful where you step. Have a peek down one of my hatches. That's how you get below. Okay, and just ahead, those doors at your feet open up to load big equipment and supplies. My bow slopes right down to the waterline, and actually, most of me is still hidden below the surface. That great big tall thing is called the fin. It keeps me stable underwater, and it's where some of the instruments are, like the periscopes. There's the search periscope and the attack periscope. They poke up out of the water to look around while the rest of me is hidden below. See? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Round, 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 round. Oh, better cut it out. Master Seaman Perry's coming. Let's follow him below, and you can see what it's like to be on board a real Navy submarine. Right down the ladder we go. Everything is a bit of a tight squeeze down here. Here we are in the command center. The officers control me from here. These are the diving controls. And that wheel is how they steer me. When we're on operations, this entire room is full of people working at all my instruments. My commanding officer is looking through my periscope. That's the only way to see outside. No windows on a submarine like me. My mission is to stay hidden beneath the waves, so my crew use my periscope to keep an eye on things when we're close to the surface. I have lots of other kinds of instruments too. They all help me know what's going on around me. I can drop the periscope quickly and dive in a hurry if we need to. For Navy subs, it's all about staying hidden, and that means being super quiet too. I'm the king of hide and seek. Do you see all those squares on my outer casing? There are thousands of them. Those are special acoustic tiles that absorb sound. They make me extra quiet underwater, and that makes it very hard to detect me. They can even muffle the noise from my engine room. Here's the engine room. I have 2 big diesel engines, but I can also run on batteries too. As you can see, it's a bit of a tight squeeze down here. There are pipes and conduits and valves and things everywhere. Just about every surface you can see has something on it. There's no space wasted down here, no sir. When we're on a mission, I stay underwater for weeks and weeks and weeks. That means nobody can get off the sub and go home. So everything the crew needs is on board. Over here is the head. I guess you civilians call it a toilet, but in the Navy it's called a head. And over here is the individualized precipitation-based cleansing array, or shower. And here are the sinks for washing, shaving, or toothbrushing. The crew have to take turns, and there's no wasting of water allowed. Mind your step, please. These corridors are a bit narrow. This is the galley, or kitchen. I need to keep my entire crew fed, so I need a proper kitchen. Everything is very compact. Here's my dry storage area. Where did they put the peanut butter? Ah, there it is. Having a little snack, sir? Let's see what else. I've got a refrigerator and a freezer, a juice machine, and a coffee maker. And down here, there's a deep fryer and an oven too. Sometimes when my crew are off duty, they can come in here to relax. There's no TV reception underwater, but they can watch a movie on DVD. Submarine movies are quite popular. Want to see where the sailors sleep? Just follow along. This is it. You have to choose to sleep on your back or your stomach before you get into bed, because there's no room to turn over. The sailors have to sleep in their clothes, but at least they take their boots off. Each man gets his own bunk and his own kit locker. Everything he owns must fit into this small locker. Well, kids, it won't be long before my shore leave is over, and I'll be off on another patrol mission under the waves. I'll see you, but you won't see me. So long.
Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines, lifting and pulling and flying so high, building up to the sky. You can watch them all day and never know why they're mighty machines. Hear them roar, watch them soar, sit right down and see. There are stories to enjoy for every girl and boy. Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things.